Hello, everyone. Marriott Martinez here, and I wanted to jump in and say hello to my online community and also thank you all for sharing my experience last week, November 11th, 12th, and 13th, while I was experiencing a new counsel experience through the FreshBooks Accounting Partner Program, their advisory program, and their board, which is called FreshPack. So, very cute name, FreshPack. And these are their accounting advisory board members that are part of a smaller circle. And the FreshBooks team, the product development, the executive team, the sales team, the marketing team, the design team, all of the amazing teams um, are there to really connect with accounting practitioners, or in my case, accounting practitioners that have moved into education or serving the accounting, bookkeeping, and small business community. And, connecting with us, asking us about our industry, asking us about our practices, our experiences, and then using these insights to help support them on their initiatives, on their enhancements, and on their roadmap for where their program, their app, their platform is going. It's really exciting to be part of an advisory board or a council that it's named differently. And I've had several experiences on boards at this point. So being, over almost 2 decades into the entrepreneurial world and knowing that I wanted to build my practice and my entrepreneurial path alongside my peers and also alongside the big champions that I could stand on their shoulders and learn from them and help them support me, I've always felt like it was important to be part of these councils, be part of these advisory boards, so you can really get a behind the scenes look at what these programs, these platforms, these champions, these bigger partners, these bigger players in the big industry game of accounting, bookkeeping, and tax, in my case, that's my industry. So being able to connect with those players, those bigger players, allows me, someone that's much smaller, very small in this game of small business success, but I get to get a big picture look, even though it's just myself, a solopreneur. So it's truly an amazing experience when you're able to join these boards. And these boards are held by big corporations, by organizations, and in my case, where I've spent a lot of time, were platforms, apps, software as a service called SaaS products that want to have board members, so that way, again, they can get some advice on what their roadmap looks like. Does that look like it's going to serve our community, our members, our industry? And then even hearing our feedback, our immediate feedback on their program, on their platform, on their app, and then many times using that for them to create new initiatives or even pivot their roadmaps if they hear us and listen to us and realize they may not have been on the right track. So again, an incredible experience. I have been on the Intuit Accountants Advisory Board back in 2017, 18, and 19. I have been on other boards of women organizations. I've been on nonprofit boards. I have helped different apps with their product development. So work directly with product developers and product managers. And also have, I feel like it's not necessarily a board, but I've also been part of other teams like the QuickBooks training team, where we were part of the big shift back in, I think it was 17 or 18, 19, when they shifted the curriculum. And now the Intuit QuickBooks ProAdvisor Academy shifted the curriculum again a bit, but I was part of it when they did the first big shift in their certification training. And so again, really amazing to have a piece of this experience and then doing that alongside your peers, and you all are just brainstorming and ideating, and it's truly an honor. It's truly like it's just like, like mind blowing, right? It's like your brain is mind blown because you're hearing ideas and you're listening to these brilliant people, and they're listening to you too. So I'm giving you all of that context for you to understand, why someone would even want to join a board like this, or a council, or a member, like be a board member or council member, because you are giving of your time, right? You're giving of your time, you're leaving your family, you're leaving your practice, your business, your everyday life, but then you get so much of that experience. So with that all being said, Yes, a majority of my time over the last decade and a half, over 15, 17 years, has been in the QuickBooks space. So I have not, I've been very open about that when I had my practice back in 2005, 6, and 7. When I first started my practice, I was one of those accounting practitioners that I would serve different general ledgers, meaning different accounting programs. I would serve small business owners that were on Wave, that were on Sage, that were on Mass 90, that were on Peachtree, that were on QuickBooks Desktop, that were on QuickBooks Online, and that were on nothing, just on spreadsheets or, oh my gosh, God forbid, paper and pen, right? So that was the norm back in the early 2000s when many of us started our practices. And then there was a big shift in the concept of being a firm of the future and being a virtual practice, because many of us were moving into these cloud practices. And the big shift at that time was keep it simple, right? Provide these like white glove, advisory, consultative, deeper experiences with these clients. But if you're going to provide that, you can't provide those services having to learn 5, 6, 7 different general ledger systems, different accounting systems. Again, this was before heavy automation. This was before heavy AI. And so what we did from like 2003, 2005, 2006, all the way until like 2017, 18, 19, is that we shifted our business models and we said we're only going to serve clients using one general ledger system, using one accounting system, one accounting program. And the reason why we did that, because we realized at the end of the day, if we're providing the actual product, the service our clients want, right? They don't care what system we're using as long as it works and it provides them the reports, the financial insights, and the consultations and advisory type of relationship we can create that has nothing to do with our general ledger system, as long as they're all comparative and they're all pretty much providing us the same systems. So many of us, including myself, right, decided to just choose one system. And in my case, that was QuickBooks Online, because that's where I had started my business. I came from public accounting into private accounting, and then I opened my own practice. They use QuickBooks Desktop. My mom had a chain of restaurants for over 30 years. She used QuickBooks in the 80s and 90s. And so that's all I knew. And so it just felt comfortable. It felt right. And so even though I had gone and used all these other GLs and I was trying to support all of these other GLs with my clients, I realized I want this simpler business model. I had a bookkeeping, an accounting, and tax practice, meaning I did the full service bookkeeping. I did the accounting work, the accounting analysis, the financial relationship with my clients. I'd have those conversations, and then I'd do tax planning at the end of the year, and then I do tax preparation as well. So I had a full service accounting practice. And so it made sense for me to just go all in on my champion at the time, which they still are one of my champions, but the Intuit product family. So I use in QuickBooks Desktop, and I eventually transitioned over to QuickBooks Online. I use Pro Series tax software. That was their desktop professional software for tax preparers. And then I transitioned over into Intuit Tax Online, ProConnect Tax Online. First it was called Intuit Tax Online, then it was called ProConnect Tax Online, PTO. And so I loved ProConnect Tax Online. It's still a software now. It's still a very thriving tax software now. I loved ProConnect Tax Online because it worked beautifully with QuickBooks Online. So I do all the accounting for my clients, bookkeeping and accounting for my clients in QuickBooks Online, and everything would just convert beautifully into ProConnect Tax Online. And at that same time, I also became a trainer for Intuit. So I joined their trainer router network. I started teaching the QuickBooks certification on the QuickBooks side, and I started teaching ProConnect Tax Online on the tax side. So I was teaching on both of their education teams, both on their QuickBooks education team and on their Pro series, their ProConnect Tax Online education team. They also had a Pro Series team, which once in a while would join those webinars because I did have experience with Pro Series, but I preferred talking more about their online product because that's what I decided to transition out of Pro Series. Even though I used it for many years, I used that professional desktop software as a tax professional, but then I transitioned into their their online tax software. And then that's how I built my practice. And I had my practice like that with QuickBooks Online and ProConnect Tax Online for over a decade. So that's how I built my practice. And I loved it. I loved it. I was completely online. All my clients were online. I would only serve clients in the cloud. I mean, I was a firm of the future back in 2015. I got tons of great footage about that because I was really excited about the fact that a mother entrepreneur, a mompreneur, a solopreneur, building my practice with a small team, was able to scale up my clients. I was able to get really good clients, serve them really well, because that was my ecosystem. My ecosystem was the Intuit product family. I share all of that because that's what served me at the time. Now, for all of you, if you don't know me personally, or if you haven't really followed my story, so I've transitioned out of my practice. So after 20 plus years as an accounting, bookkeeping, and tax practitioner, doing this every day, serving small business owners, I transitioned out of a practice and I became a small business educator and advisor. So now I educate my small business community, my solopreneur community, and my own accounting, bookkeeping, and tax community and peers. I educate them as well through different learning experiences. And I founded Master Books in 2020. So when I did that, of course, my business model completely changed. My priorities changed in regards to who is going to be my partner now, who's going to serve my community, because it wasn't only about serving me as a practitioner and then providing, using those apps to serve my small business clients. It was now to serve my entire education and learning community, my entire online community, and being very open and transparent and clear on what are the options and what are the opportunities for you to tap into other partners, other champions out there. So over the last few years, I have been sharing that I have been connecting with different partners, whether they're accounting technology partners, whether they're general ledger partners, that means they have an accounting program, whether they are business partners, so maybe they have a customer relationship management system, a CRM, maybe they're a project management system, or there are other educators and leaders out there that are sharing about really cool tools and really cool ways to build your practice. So that's what I'm doing now. And because of that, of course, it makes sense for me to see what else is out there. There's other software, there's other ecosystems, there's other product families out there other than Intuit QuickBooks. That's just the truth, right? And I want to be really honest about that. So, and I know that that's something I want to be very clear about, because many people identify me as the Intuit QuickBooks trainer, or the Pro Connect Tax Online trainer, or the person that, only use that for my practice. Or if you look up me on YouTube, you're going to see a lot of amazing videos of when I have partnered with Intuit to empower the small business community and the accounting community. And I am forever grateful for that, because again, they're still a partner. But what's important is that as we change our business models, as we change our businesses, we change too. And we can't be afraid to say, hey, guess what? There are other really great champions out there. There are other really great players out there. And in my case, I feel like I have the honor. I'm so blessed to say, I want to share with you the other players out there. I want to share with you the other organizations that are doing really good things, because sometimes when you have a huge organization that is pretty much kind of monopolized and mastered their industry, that's what you hear all the time, all the time. But there's other really good players out there that I want to start sharing about. And so I've been sharing about them little by little over the last few years as I've been creating content and letting you know who I'm partnering with. So I like to use that concept a lot, who I'm collaborating with, who I'm partnering with. But I'm going to get louder. I'm going to get louder and prouder about these organizations, because again, I want you all to hear about them and know about them. And it's not to say one organization is better than the other. It's just to say that one organization or one platform or one app may be a better fit for you, a better fit for your business, a better fit for you if you're serving clients and you need to serve them on a platform. So that's what I want to start talking about a whole lot more here towards the end of 2024 and of course all of 2025. And so I just wanted to come in here and really just kind of open that conversation up. I wanted to open that conversation up that it's okay for us to start tapping into other organizations, other platforms, other apps. And yes, many times they are competitors, right? They are competitors, but that's fine because there's enough for everyone. I mean, we are a huge small business community. We are, over 30 plus million small business owners. And if you add solopreneurs, side hustlers, gig economy, we're closer to the 50, 60 million, everyone. So it's like everybody has a chance to go ahead and tap into this beautiful small business economy and solopreneur, or I like to call the micro enterprise economy. And I think that to make sure that that community, the small business solopreneur micro enterprise community, is best served, we need to do our job. We need to take the responsibility to let them know, hey, this is the best solution for you. You don't have to pay this much, or you don't need all those bells and whistles. Or if that's overwhelming you, there's a simpler, easier way for you to work on your business, right? Because it shouldn't feel hard and overwhelming every time you're going to do. In my case, I focus on the financial literacy, I focus on the financial systems. So I don't want them to feel overwhelmed every time they have to do their books. I want them to be excited about their books. I want them to be excited about becoming financially literate and empowered. And so if that means that they're going to use a different solution to get that excitement going, then that's what I want to make sure that they're feeling. It doesn't matter which solution they're using. If they choose one over the other because they believe that's better for them, then that's what I want. Then we all win, right? As long as we're all being very honest about what each thing does, then let the business owner choose, because if they're the one paying, right? They're the one paying for it, and they're the one having to get their hands in there as well. So that's it, everyone. I just wanted to start that conversation. Over the next few weeks, I will be sharing more about specifically the QuickBooks platform, the QuickBooks online accounting system platform, and also the FreshBooks accounting system platform. So they're both general ledger systems. They're completely different systems. QuickBooks is one company owned by Intuit. FreshBooks is an entire general ledger system owned by FreshBooks and a Canadian company, and they are both serving the small business owner. And I really think that when it comes to the solopreneur and the micro enterprise, FreshBooks is going to be the winner there, because QuickBooks is wanting to move more small business mid-market. They're heading over to that industry now, which is fine. So their software is getting a little bit more complicated. It's got a lot more stuff. And for the solopreneur, the micro enterprise, they want to keep things super simple. So FreshBooks is a great general ledger system for them. However, there are going to be things that if you're really used to the QuickBooks Online system for so many years, you may not see them in FreshBooks yet, because FreshBooks is catching up when it comes to their accounting features, because it used to be designed specifically for the small business owner and not so much for the accounting professional to work alongside the small business owner. Now, QuickBooks Online, they took the approach to connect the QuickBooks Online user with the QuickBooks Online accounting professional. So whoever's serving the business owner, they took a huge leap about 10 plus years ago when they decided to build out their beautiful platform, and it is a beautiful platform, the QuickBooks Online Accountant Dashboard. So when they decided to build out that beautiful dashboard, and they decided to create this amazing relationship between the business owner and the accounting professional, they call them QuickBooks Online Accountants, but be careful with that, because it doesn't necessarily mean the person is an accountant, right? They can be an accounting professional, they could be a bookkeeper, they could be someone just starting to serve a business owner and not even having accounting experience at all. So just don't be misled that they name those people QuickBooks Online accountants, because it doesn't mean they're an accountant at all. So because of that, they have this beautiful platform and this relationship that they have been building and they have been creating education around it. And that's what the QuickBooks Online certification really has been about. It's been about these accounting professionals that want to serve QuickBooks Online users. And so they learn how to serve them on this platform. And the beauty of this experience has been for over 10 plus years. And again, I don't know where Intuit's going. I'm not going to ever claim I know, but for over 10 plus years, this has been free, completely free to use. And so I don't know if it's been 10 years. Maybe it's been like 6 to 7 years now that I think about it. But either way, it has been free to use, and it's been a beautiful relationship. But like I said, it's very clear, follow all the Intuit news. Intuit is moving to mid-size and kind of enterprise level businesses, which is not the small business. It's not the solopreneur. It's not the micro enterprise. That's as clear as we can get. So as they move, as they move mid-market, as they sail away to mid-market in enterprise level businesses, guess who's not going to be served anymore? The smaller business, the micro enterprise, the solopreneur. And so we need to make sure that they're going to be served. And again, that's why I truly want to go all in with FreshBooks, because I believe at this time they have one of the best solutions for that market. Now, I don't want to discount another great software out there, general ledger software online. I'm only focusing on online softwares right now, not desktop softwares at all, only virtual general ledger, legitimate accounting softwares. Xero is another excellent option, I'm not going to talk a lot about Xero, because even though I served clients for a very short time in Xero, I even became a Xero advisor many, many years ago, I haven't used their software in way too many years. And so it wouldn't be fair for me to talk about Xero, but I will, as I bring them up from time to time when I'm having these conversations with you, I will bring up other accounting peers and leaders in our space that have focused on creating education, and they even have focus on creating their own practices around Xero. So when you want to hear more about Xero, just let me know and I'll try to drop those resources. But I'll definitely drop those resources for Xero more than anything else, because I want to make sure I send you to the right Xero experts. When it comes to QuickBooks, I can definitely talk on QuickBooks. And I could also share experts like Alicia Katz-Pollock, who's the QuickBooks queen. When I'm talking about FreshBooks, I could also talk quite a bit about FreshBooks, but I'm going to bring in my friend, Kate Johnson, because she is the FreshBooks. She hasn't gotten the title FreshBooks queen, but I think she's really close to getting that title. So I'm going to bring in FreshBooks expert Kate to talk about things like that. So again, this is just an introduction to open up this beautiful conversation that I hope you all are excited about. Again, I know so many of you've been asking me and saying, I'm really excited to hear about what you did in Canada and why are you choosing FreshBooks, because I thought you were the QuickBooks girl for so many years. And the case is, again, my business has changed. I'm an educator, I'm an advisor, I'm a small business ambassador and advocate for success for the small business, for the solopreneur. So I need to provide you the solutions and the platforms that serve you. And if that means I have to talk about other champions that you can stand on their shoulders too, I'm going to do that. I want to talk about all of the champions that are really doing the hard work out there to support you. And so that's what I'm going to be doing. So I hope this was helpful. Again, feel free to ask me any questions, and I'm going to go over the next few weeks and be sharing. I'm going to even do some behind the scenes and compare FreshBooks with FreshBooks Academy with the Intuit Pro Advisor Academy, the FreshBooks Accountant Dashboard with the QuickBooks Online Accountant Dashboard. And I'm not comparing them to tell you that one is better than the other, because I'm going to tell you right now, let's be straight out. QuickBooks Online Accountant will completely surpass FreshBooks because they've been doing it much longer. And more importantly, they have had the ears and the eyes of the accounting industry for over a decade. I mean that. Like I was talking to them about their dashboard, 5, 6, 7 years ago. Were they tapping into my brain and the brain of several of my brilliant peers? So they've had that, kind of like edge on their dashboard for many, many years. FreshBooks is coming in. They're coming in strong, but we need to be patient with them because, again, they're just starting out and they're really wanting to listen and hear and provide the experience that their particular users need, their business owners and the accountants that want to serve those business owners. That's what they're building for. They're not building for these huge accounting firms. No, because those are not going to be the firms serving FreshBooks clients. They're serving for that smaller micro accounting firm that's going to be serving FreshBooks clients. And that's how they're going to build out their dashboard. And again, and I appreciate that. They're staying in their lane. They're staying on their path. They're being true to their roadmap. And again, that's what I feel is what a real champion, a real partner is someone that's being true to themselves, true to their own business model, and then being open and transparent about that with their community. So again, as you can tell, I am feeling very excited about, still about QuickBooks, because again, I don't forget the company that had given me so many opportunities, and I still appreciate them and use them, but I'm really excited about FreshBooks and where they're going. And so I'll be excited to share more about that over the next few weeks and months and year. Okay, everyone. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. If not, I will see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.